Okay, YouTube, so I'm sure you guys just saw there, but this video we are starting the project bike finally. So what we have here is a 2003 YZ125, and from the looks of it, it needed a hold bottom end, top end, and then a couple other things. We'll go through them. So I was looking at the piston and the movement in the crank and everything, and there's no up and down movement, as you can see there. So I think the crank is actually fine, but as you can see, it's just locked up. So I think we're just gonna be able to put main bearings in it, and it should be good to go. And then front tire, as you can hear that probably and see it, needs new wheel bearings. And then of course front brake lever, clutch lever, and then I'll walk you guys through the parts that I've got so far. Look at the rusted chain, bald tire, looks like they rode it on the road. And then so here are all the parts that I got. Main bearings, wrist pin bearing, main bearing seals, clutch lever, brake lever, shifter, sprocket, piston, new bars, front wheel bearings, chain, and then the whole gasket kit, and then also all new plastics, and I've got some graphics coming too. So the story on this bike was the guy that I bought it from actually bought it from another guy, and he was gonna fix it up and sell it. He just thought it was the top end, but turns out after he got into it, it needed the bottom end too, so he didn't want to mess with that. So I got it for pretty cheap, and that's why I guess it's all apart already, and that's how I got it. And then I also got these 2 boxes with the other parts. Hopefully all the bolts and everything are in there, but I'm hoping to get a new pipe, and then also hopefully I can get a new seat cover if I can get the seat out of there. But yeah, so that's kind of the agenda on what's going on. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and we're gonna get right into tearing it down. So be sure to subscribe to stay up to date, and I'm gonna start posting these videos and get this thing built up and ready to rip. Okay, so the first thing we are gonna do is take off the back tire and swing arm and shock and linkage and everything. So we'll get right into that and time lapse everything and show you guys everything along the way. So when I took the axle out, turns out there's actually grease on it. I was expecting it to be super dry and kind of crusty and all rusted and stuff, but there's actually grease on it, so I guess that's a good sign. Okay, so I pretty much got the back end off, and so what I'm doing with all the bolts and everything is getting them off and then putting the washer and the nut back on them so I don't lose anything, and I can keep track of them. And then just put the safety pin back on that one, and then up here put the bolts back through the chain guide, and then put that bolt back in the swing arm. The swing arm bolt didn't have a nut on the end of it, so maybe it's in one of those boxes, but hopefully it is. And then I also noticed that this motor mount here doesn't have a bolt on the end of it, and that's just gonna slide right out. And then let's see, is there, yeah, and then this motor mount is totally gone, so maybe they're in one of those boxes, but if not, looks like I'll be getting some motor mounts. And yeah, next thing I'm just gonna take the motor out and get everything off of it, and so I'll put you guys back in time lapse. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the motor out, and then pretty much all the back except for just that one little linkage piece, and I was having a little bit of trouble with that, so I'm going to get that out here in a little bit. And then the brake assembly and foot pegs, and then carburetor still hanging on there. And then here we have the motor. I haven't taken the chain off the sprocket yet, and then swing arm and everything. So okay, so now we are going to take the front of the bike off, and I need to find a way to strap the pegs to the stand or to the floor or something, so the bike, when I take the front wheel off, it doesn't tip one way or the other, and so it doesn't fall and everything. Had a little bit of a struggle with getting the steering nut off. The person that put it on there or maybe it was just from lack of taking it off and it got all rusted and stuff, but it was on there super tight, and I don't have the correct tool. It's kind of, I don't know, there's a weird tool for the grooves and stuff for those nuts, and I don't have one of those, so I tried using a screwdriver, couldn't get it with that, so I ended up using vice grips, and that ended up working. But I got it off there, and yeah. Okay, so I just got the front off of the bike, and now we pretty much just have some cables hanging and then a few other little things, but I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date, and be sure to like this video if you like the projects, and let me know what bike I should do next, if I should do another one. And the next video I think is gonna be rebuilding the engine. Logan Pierce is gonna help me, so shout out to him, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.